We already discussed how to control the viewport. We discussed about Alt W shortcut. We discussed about different viewport, how can we switch. We discussed about what are the primitives, how can we import. And once you import, last we discussed what is auto grid. We can draw on top of this. This also we discussed already. And you know about toolbars, and you know about timeline. I told you this is the timeline. We didn't do any animation, of course. And I told you about this X, Y, Z value. So now I'm going to discuss about snapping, snap. Okay. Two options are there. One, angle snap toggle over here. Second one, snap toggle over there. Okay. Snap toggle and align snap toggle. When you switch on this align snap toggle here, if I have a box, I do rotation. Okay. When I do rotation, shortcut is what? E. Q, W, E, R. Yesterday we discussed. Q is selection tool, W is move tool, E is rotate tool, R is scale tool. Q, selection, W, move, E, rotate, S, scale, selection. Right, we discussed already this one. So I press E to rotate. You know, actually this Q is this one, selection, W is this one, move tool, E is this one, rotate tool, R is this one, scale tool. But we will not click from here and do it. We will use always shortcut because it's very easy. Use your left hand on the keyboard left side, Q, W, E, R. You can press it easily. Q, W, E, R. Okay, then you can switch. But we will come over here for something. Okay, I will explain that later. So Q, W, E, R, we understand. I will explain to you something today. Okay. Now we discussed about this. I was discussing about this one. Angle snap. If I switch on, you see it's blue color. That means this is on. When I'm rotating, you can see one yellow color information comes over here. Here. You will miss. That means you see 5, 55, 60. So it will snap it. So it's easy for you to get 90 degree. It will snap it 5, 5, 5, 5. Correct? It's snapping. So it's easy for me to get this way. It's easy for me to get 90 degree. Here. Okay. If you switch on angle snap toggle. Now, if I go to angle snap toggle and near to that, there is snaps toggle only. In snap toggle, if you right click here, you will get some property, grid and snap settings over here. See, okay. I will come to this all detail, but now I'm telling you this option only, right click and snap grid and snap settings. Here, mainly, this is actually we are snapping with something, but we have not yet discussed about vertexes, phase and all. But that's why I'm telling you only one option. Now, endpoint, there is an option. If you switch on this endpoint, even if I switch on this one, it's in a blue color, I can see it is snapping here, right? Snapping here. If I switch on, it's snapping. In the right click, if you don't now, why this is snapping everywhere? Because my grid is on. Grid snap is on. I don't want to snap to grid. Okay. If you right click and I switch off the snap to grid also, I switch on only endpoints. Now this will not snap here. But when I come here, can you see? Same like AutoCAD and all, it will snap to corner. If you want mid also, you can right click from here. Sorry, right click from here, and you can choose endpoint and midpoint. Both switch on. Then when I can find midpoint, I can find endpoint. So I have another box. If I want to move this one from here, you press W. W means move tool and move from this point to snap here. I want to move this endpoint to snap to this corner. I want to snap to other side from here to here. Mid to mid. So keep here and you see the mid, you can snap mid to this side. So this is one option to angle snap toggle. And this is one option, snap toggle. The snap toggle, two things I did, endpoint, midpoint. Both should be on to snap this way. It's very important. While I am discussing, actually, if you have a software, better stop here, then continue, or when you're watching this video, stop here and check this one, then only go for next, because this is one of the basic area you should understand. We never discuss again this one. Okay, one thing, when you're rotating and all, you see now it is rotating, like I'm gonna keep it here. With a distance, right? 60, 90, 90, 90 degree mainly we are using. So that way you can adjust over here. Okay, angle snap option. Second one, I told you right click, and this two, end point and midpoint. We'll do many other things also, but we don't know about phase and all. We don't know about vertex point. Then I told you how can we move it from here. If I'm switching on, I can move from this point to this one. This way you can snap it. So this is one portion about snapping. Okay, actually for this shortcut you can write snaps toggle shortcut is SS. S is a snap toggle. Oh, this is not S. Okay, I'm sorry. QWER. I write here wrong. We discussed last class. Okay, this was a mistake, not S. R is scale tool. Okay, so S is snap toggle. So when I'm working, for example, here, have another thing. If you want to snap it, press S on the keyboard. Now it is W. I can move over here. Now, even here, if I don't switch on this end and midpoint, usually default this grid point only will be on. So when I'm working here, I have a point here, right? So if I press S on the keyboard, you can see it's getting on, right? So on. So when I'm moving, you see it will be moving based on this grid point, grid. Snap to the grid everywhere. So this is one portion, have to discuss about it, okay? Next option, we discussed about selection tool, Q, okay? But what are the different way we can select it? For example, I have few primitives here and there. When you press Q, actually, it is selecting from here, right? Select object, Q. But this Q have different type of selection. If you hold your mouse, you can see different type of selection. First one, rectangle selection. So when you click and drag like this rectangle way, you can select it. So what other things comes inside will be selecting, okay? Click outside, it will deselect it. Hold your mouse, we have circle, right? This way I can select it. And if I go here, you can see polygon. This is called fence selection in 3dsmax. Fence selection tool. That means you can click like this. Just click and drag. Then you click it wherever you want. And whatever comes inside, that all will be selecting. Fence selection. And we have, usually we do this one everywhere, lasso selection tool, like freehand, like in Photoshop and all we have. So do like this selection. Freehand selection or lasso selection. And here actually, there is actually paint selection region. This one actually using for, see, when I do it now, wherever I am moving, it will select. But actually these things are useful. When you start to do on the same subjects, there will be a lot of divisions comes, okay? The divisions when we are selecting and all the vertex point when we are selecting and all, we will be using this option. So 5 type of selection, okay? Now I like to do this default rectangle only. This is the selection. Next one I'm going to say window or crossing option. Window or crossing option. What is window or crossing option? Now you can see here when you hold your when you click the mouse, you can see one is window, second one crossing. That means now if I select any part of the subject, it will select. That means if I select here, it will select it. But if I go next one, I have to keep inside this. Yeah. And I see now it will not select, but it have to be inside. So all are inside, then we'll be selecting. So these are the two options, window or crossing option. So I told about this all, then I told about window or crossing option. Then how many objects are here? Okay, how many objects are here? whole list, if you want to get, there is an option called select by name. Select by name. If you click on this, you will have select from scene property. In this, you can see the name. You can select from here. This is your first one object. This is second object, sphere. Now, if you select this one and press OK, you can see that object is selected. Okay, so from here, maybe you have many things. You kept it something here, something here. We don't know where it is. You can click on this one. You will see everything here. If you want select first one, hold shift and select last one. Okay, it will select everything. So select by name if you want. You will see the name of the subject, the name of the primitives here. Then you can, the name you can change also. For example, this teapot name, you can see the name and color teapot, right? So I want this one, port 3. I want this one instead of box. Box B. I'm giving a name. Okay. This is sphere F. Just give some changes on it. So the names also. So when you go here by name also can understand here. Okay. You can create table once you finish all table, select it, and you can give a name on name for the group, which is table. That way also you can do that. Hope it is very clear. Next one, again a shortcut. It's very important shortcut. Okay, F3 on the keyboard. F3 function key, not Fn3. F3 function key. If you press, this is wireframe. Wireframe mode. So in 3dsmax, we always do this F3. If a lot of objects are there and we don't want to get heavy, or you want to see how many divisions are there, maybe you want to select this division. So always we will use to F3. So while we working, we always switch to F3, wireframe mode. Okay. If you click over here, you can see wireframe override is this is the same thing. Shortcut is F3, F3. Then next one, F4. F4 means F4. Object plus wireframe. Object also will be visible, wireframe also will be visible. If you want to get out of the same thing, you have to press the same thing. I mean, if you want to get out of this wireframe, you have to press the same button. F3 wireframe. If you want to get out of this, same F3 again. F4 object with wireframe again. If you want to get out of this, F4 only. Okay. So F3 and F4 you should remember always. F3 wireframe, F4 object with wireframe. Object with wireframe. F4 on the keyboard. Hope this is clear. F3, F4. Next one. Do you want to check? I think you can check now. Until now, whoever, most of them doesn't have software. So you can, when you're installing the software, you can check until here, then you check, then only continue for the next sessions. I'm not taking a lot of. Next, we are discussing about scale tool. Have some options inside. If you click over there, you can see scale and uniform scale. When you go to the next one, you have another option which is called scale and non-uniform scale. Third one, if I select it, you can see select and squash. Okay, 3 things are there. First one I use scale and uniform scale. So if you scale from the center, you can see it's scaling uniform way, means width and length, everything in the same way. But if you go for the next one, non-uniform, means when I do it from the center, it's okay, but you can do it from here separate, here separate, here separate, this way. Okay, if you go to the first one also, you can do it this way, but if you go to one side and all, it will not come uniform. This will come uniform only. But this one is individually. If you want to move left and right only, you can use this. But if you click on the center triangle, it will be working the same way. Third one is squash. If you click on the center, you understand it. We cannot expect exactly how it goes. Squash and stretch kind of thing. So we don't use much this one. So I always prefer these two. So this is better. So you can do this one by one, and from the center also can be adjusted. Okay. So this two you cannot you cannot find big difference, only that this uniform scale happen to one side. Okay. But when you do this also, you can do uniform plus you can do one by one also. Not much big difference between these two. So this is on scale option. Next, you have two objects over here. If you want to connect these two objects, you have an option called link, select and link. Select both and click on link option. Now this is linked from here to here, already linked. Select any one object. This is selected. Sorry. Select here link. You need to do to here. Okay. Yeah. One more time. Not this way. You have to select one object. This one you are linking from here to here. So if you selected the master one, it will be connecting with this. I do some adjustment here, but the master I can connect it together. Unlink it, then link has gone. Click outside, then do it. Unlink. 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 It's okay. Just click on unlink. Then select it to, then it will unlink it. One more time. Link to here. Then it is linked already. Unlink this and this. Unlink this and this. Click outside. Wait. Unlink. Okay. Just select both, then click on unlink. Select both, click on unlink. Select one objects, link, connect to the next one. Then if you select this one, it is linked. Select both, click unlink. Then if you select it individually, you can see it is unlink. Okay.